Hello, everybody, and welcome to another weekly challenge. And as you may have noticed, this week the theme was a guardian ape, which as you can see, just kind of jumped straight into a sort of gorilla-esque shape here. um, this week I kind of went with a more straightforward idea for my own stuff, but it was also very inspired by the Dark Tower series, which, if you're unfamiliar, there are 12 guardians in the Dark Tower series that, I mean, you only run into one of them throughout the entire books series, but I like the idea of this old protective creature that may or may not be organic and is very possibly becoming run down and like kind of served its purpose to its own end and is just kind of existing now. Like, so it guarded something at some point, but may not necessarily need to guard it anymore. Now, I also had a little trouble recording, which you'll see right there, was I lost a little chunk of the recording. Now, I'll explain what went into the first two ideas, which obviously missed the drawing of, but like the first one was a sort of ancient robotic theme, which is more along the lines of the Dark Tower series, which is basically just this very robotic creature that has slowly been reclaimed by time. So it's got the metallic surface that you see and some rust going on, some wires sticking out here and there that may or may not be important, and then obviously like moss and vines and grass and such growing off of it. With the second one, it was more of a sort of I guess it's also very Dark Tower inspired because it's more of a cyborg, which is to say, like, it has parts of it appearing organic while also appearing robotic and cybernetic and such. Because there's obviously like the mechanical parts which are very metallic and shiny and such, but there's also parts of it that are covered in fur. So I guess in this sense it's more of the newer model of the first one. I mean, it's obviously a bit different because there's actual fur on it, and as you can see as I go into the third one, I decided to stick to that whole furriness, but kind of went away from the robotic aspect by just skipping over the robotic and kind of sticking to the idea that this creature may be very old and has kind of served its purpose so that it's slowly being reclaimed by nature, assuming that whatever it's guarding is in nature. Which I like that assumption. Like it's kind of a guardian of something natural, maybe. And you can see here I kind of went all out with the mossy kind of grassy stuff growing on it, and slowly made my way into actually drawing like grass and flowers growing on it, because I don't know, I really like the idea of something uh, just so old that grass and moss and vines and stuff grow on it. Like I love things that may or may not be natural being reclaimed by nature, like old cars that have been left in a field that slowly have the grass grow up around, and like I've seen photos of trees actually growing through the car and stuff, and it's just so interesting to me to see that sort of thing. So as you can see, I kind of changed the brown into a bluish gray, so it kind of gives more of the impression of like a very old creature. Like the the hair is gone gray and it's not as fresh anymore. um, I was also toying around with the idea that the eyes would be kind of white, as though it may be blind, like it's gotten like cataracts and stuff. So it's not doing a whole lot of guarding anymore, just because by necessity it's not really, or by not being necessary anymore, it has gone out of the realm of being fully what's the well, I'm just thinking, what's the opposite of obsolete? Like it has become obsolete in a way. um so those are the three ideas I came up with for the guardian ape, all fairly like straightforward, very gorilla inspired, also fairly Dark Tower inspired, which I mean I'm fine with that. Like I like drawing inspiration from different sources, so it's nice having like a good theme to go into something with, like not necessarily being directly inspired by, but still somewhat inspired. Now, awesomely enough, I got 3 submissions this week. The first being from TheEricon, who went into the Guardian Ape with apparently the idea of a more armored sort of warrior type, I'm guessing, which turned out very awesome. I like the sort of I don't know what you would call those. They're not feathers, but they hang down from the belt. Um, Very awesome job there. Thank you for submitting TheEricon. And the next one is Zombielijah Yellow, however you pronounce that. Zombielijah Yellow obviously went into this with I guess not necessarily similar idea of me having the gorilla shape, but I mean there's only so many apes out there. But the I love the whole uh, futuristic sort of space astronaut sort of look to it. Like I just imagine these guys being sent into space to guard different things. Awesome job. And the third one is from Carl Jönsson. I hope I'm correctly pronouncing that. He went with a more well, it seems more of like an older sort of either Roman or Greek or some sort of early time period with chainmail and obviously like striated armor, which turned out great. I love the look of it. Um, and this is obviously a bit more anthropomorphized, which I dig very much. So thank you, Carl. And as you can see here, the next theme for the weekly challenge is going to be Dire Goblin. Now, within the whole fantasy realm, dire usually means like a greater version, like almost like a iconic version of something, whether it be like just physically larger or somehow more intimidating, I guess. And obviously goblins are goblins, which are very open to interpretation, but we'll see what you all come up with. So thanks everybody for submitting. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I know I still haven't put up a video of the finished Plague Lich from the voting of last time, but I will soon. And if you want to vote for your favorite of the Guardian Apes that I came up with, 1, 2, or 3, just vote in the comments, and thanks for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.